PureSoapFlakes.com, 218-568-2525. Have you ever heard of Castile Soap? Pure Soap Flake Company handcrafts fine soap bars, laundry powder, and concentrated soap flakes using organic vegetable oils from their northern Minnesota facility. Bathe your body and wash your clothes with Pure Soap products that are free of fragrance, GMOs, palm oil, sodium lauryl sulfate, and synthetic additives. Keep it clean, folks. Pure Soap Flake Company products are kind to living creatures and sensitive skin, safe for drains and waterways, and work great in high-efficiency washers and top and front-loading machines. They have a little promotion going on. Contact them to order some soap. Mention the Opperman Report. You're going to get a free gift. They're going to send a little extra soap, travel size, soap bars and laundry soap, cleaning soap flakes. I've been using that stuff all day long today. Great stuff. Order today at puresoapflakes.com or give them a call, 218-568-2525, 218-568-2525. Pure Soap Flake Company is a proud member of the Handcrafted Soap and Cosmetic Guild.
It's the Opperman Report. Join digital forensic investigator and PI Ed Opperman for an in-depth discussion of conspiracy theories, strategy of New World Order resistance, high-profile court cases in the news, and interviews with expert guests and authors on these topics and more. It's the Opperman Report. And now, here is investigator Ed Opperman.
Okay, welcome to the Opperman Report. I'm your host, Private Investigator Ed Opperman. Show's brought to you by emailrevealer.com. Right now, I'm going to get a hold of famed attorney. This is a really big shot. Michael J. Bowe. And we're going to be talking about the American Marines. He's representing pro bono with these American Marines who I believe were killed. He's representing their parents because these Marines were murdered by these. We'll get the story from attorney Michael J. Bowe. It's an incredible story here. Let's see if we get a hold of him here. Oh boy, I hate when this happens. Oh god. Wouldn't be the first time.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system.
Mike Bowe
is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, up or press 1 for more options.
Hi, Mr. Bowe. How are you? It's Ed Opperman, host of the Opperman Report. We're live on the air right now, and I'm trying to get a hold of you so we could do this show. So I'm going to call you back in a couple of seconds. Okay, let's give it one more try. Maybe take some phone calls or something.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system.
Well, hopefully he'll call back. Okay. Well, let's just pretend this is the after show, okay? And I'm going to start a new format. And I'm going to be starting off from now on with an update on Mark Harris. Okay, my new best friend. As a matter of fact, good old Mark Harris, who knows? He could become my roommate, who could become my, what do you call it? Like a TV show like The Odd Couple. You know, we might be doing a reality TV show, me and Mark Harris. People who don't know who Mark Harris is, you can look up in our archives on Spreaker and YouTube. I did a show with Mark Harris. It's called like Mark Harris. We talk about Trump and I forget what else. A gay papa for Trump is what it's called. Now, who Mark Harris is he was a frequent guest on. He's a frequent guest on the Howard Stern show 7 years ago. His last appearance was 7 years ago, but he had a good 10-year stretch as a frequent guest on Howard Stern. A real character. He became famous because he married Martha Ray. I guess he was like in his 40s. Yeah, about his 40s or 50s. He was a gay man. But he married Martha Ray, who was like 30 years older than him. And she used to be an actress back in the 40s and stuff like that. And it was what is it called? A USO troop entertainer. And then she did that in my time, in my life, she became famous because she did a denture commercial about dentures. She would call herself, I'm Martha Ray, the big mouth. And then for Effordent, dental, cream or whatever it was, Yeah, right. I'm not calling Mark right now. So I met Mark Gray on Facebook. Mark Harris. I met Mark Harris on Facebook, And what happened is I saw his picture there, and I knew who he was. I'm not calling him right now. I saw his picture. I knew who he was. Gay Papa. You got to look up this song. Go to YouTube and look up I'm a Gay Papa. Okay, he sings this song. He made up these crazy words to it. So I see him on Facebook. I said, let me add this guy on. So I add him on, fine, there's no problems. But then he sees me talking about Trump one night, and he decides to start heckling me on Facebook. He's a Trump supporter and all this kind of stuff. We get into this big debate on Facebook. I invite him to come on the show. We were supposed to do 1 hour, a tight hour. You know how I'm trying to edit these shows on the fly and do all this, so that I can prepare these 1 hour shows. All these stations, I got to send all these shows all over the place. So I try and edit it during the show while I'm doing it. So I need a solid hour from him. I said, Mark, we're going to do this sharp 1 hour. You can't get him to answer a question. You can't get him to focus or whatever. He's going on and on about all these crazy stories. You got to look up the show. It's hysterical. And then after the show, he's so excited. It's his return to show business. He got his fans. He's all excited. He's doing all this stuff. He's a big Trump supporter. Okay, and he was able to get Trump to what do you call it? Retweet a link to his show. Okay, but he's a total character, and he has not left me alone one day. He's not given me a day's peace since I met this man. And he's the same person off the air that he is on the air. He's these long stories and these long emails, and he's a lovable guy. He's very charismatic. He's very likable, and is a sweet guy. He really is. As much as who knows, God only knows what's going on in real life with this guy. And, God only knows how long it's going to be until I strangle this guy. Because, it's a very good chance. So this week, my adventures with Mark Harris is that he contacts me, and he's trying to find stuff. He doesn't know how to copy and paste, okay? So if you send him a link, he doesn't know how to click on the link, okay? So what he does is he takes the link, and he writes it down longhand, and then he types it into his browser later on. He writes it down, and then he types it in later. But he also doesn't know that you can type in on his keyboard a front slash. So when he's typing in something, he doesn't put the front slash in. He thinks he could just skip it and just go on and go on beyond the front slash and then not put it in. Okay, this is what he thinks. So it's hysterical. So I try to send him the instructions on how to copy and paste, and he doesn't even. He says, "Okay, I wrote it down." He says, "I wrote down the URL for you." Okay. But he can't go and visit the link right now, okay, because he's so busy answering all of his fan mail that he's gotten from our show. And also, too, that he is, guys, in daily communication with the Trump campaign. He's emailing back and forth with them, these long emails back and forth with the Trump. He has a contact over there. Because he was able to get Trump to retweet his YouTube channel, and he was, he's able to do this. So I don't know. Don't look at me. Okay, he's somehow able to pull this off. Good old Mark Harris. But I love him. Okay, and that's going to be our new. We're going to have to do a Mark Harris update at the beginning of the after show every week, unless, my God, if if my guests don't show up every week, you know what I mean? We need the guests to show up. I had a feeling we're going to have trouble with Mr. Bowe because it was difficult in booking him and going back and forth with him. There is something very, very serious. I was hoping that we would have an after show and that the title would be about baby Nicholas and that whole story. Okay, because I wanted a nice, tight 1 hour show. The title would be about Let's All Pray for Baby Nicholas, or Let's All Get Together to Help Baby Nicholas. Okay? And now it looks like, by fortune or whatever, that's going to be impossible. Because it looks like I'm going to be talking for 2 hours straight. I'll probably take some... Maybe we won't do it after show, or else I'll just take some calls. this week for me has been a difficult week to be a radio host. Okay, to be a private investigator and a radio host. Because not even this week, the past couple of weeks. Because I've gotten a lot of clients contacting me about really interesting stuff that I'd like to talk to you about on the air. I had this one situation with this woman, and her story, I can't talk about that at all. Okay, but her story, and I'm hoping I can get a release from her for the future, would make an incredible feature film and a book. You know, it has everything in it. Blackmail, criminal charges, police corruption, government corruption, all kinds of adultery and infidelity. All these incredible facets to this story. In this woman, and not just her life, but her husband's life and his bosses and his co-workers, they're all mixed in here with this situation. And this is a situation where a client comes to me because they're in big trouble and they need my help to solve their problem. And I believe that I was very successful in not just helping this woman and her immediate problem, but also problems that around them, this whole bunch that they were dealing with. Okay, and I can't go into any details on it, although it's a fascinating story. And I hope to get a release from them in the future to discuss this, because it's probably one of the most incredible cases I've ever worked on. So there was that. And it's been on my mind a lot. It was on my mind last weekend when we were doing the after show last weekend. I got another job in the past week or so. And this was an asset search. Okay? I got a call from a private investigator in New York. He didn't know about me in the radio show. He didn't know I was from New York, but I have this reputation of doing really good asset searches because a lot of private investigators no longer do them because they had passed some laws. Oh boy, it's a long time ago. Back in the old days when you wanted to do an asset search, it was really simple. All you did was you'd find out the target that you want to do the asset search on. You get his social security number, his name, his address, information like that. You find all that information first, and then you just call up his bank and say, hey, I'm this guy. You make believe you're the guy, and they say, whoa, what's the last four digits of your social security number? Well, it's this. Oh, well, where do you live? Well, I live here. You do all that, and then they send you the information, but then they pass these laws. It was called the Graham-Bly laws, Banking Privacy Act, that made doing that, pretexting they made that illegal. And then the first guy they busted doing it was a friend of mine, Victor, from Staten Island, buddy of mine, and they destroyed him. They contacted him. This woman contacted him. She says, hey, I'm about to get married. I'm a little suspicious about my fiance. I think he might have financial problems. Can you help me out? Can you do a background an asset search on him? And he did it, and they caught him, and they arrested him. I don't know if they arrested him or sued him. It was like the FTC went after him or something like that. And he had to pay like this huge fine. He had to pay back all the money he ever made at his business. And then they shut him down, and he moved upstate New York, and he was a destroyed man. Just for doing work that people think is normal that private investigators can do. So most investigators have stopped doing asset searches because they're all afraid of that law that you're not allowed to do that. I don't do it that way. You don't have to do it that way. If someone comes to me and they want to order an asset search, I go to my sources. I have 2 or 3 different sources. You need different parts of an asset search to find bank accounts, to find property records, and what other things are, corporations, And you order this information up. And sometimes you have accounts with companies. You can just do it automatically online. And you find all this stuff. You order the paperwork to come in, public records and stuff. And you go to these different areas, you find this information, you pull it up, and then you get it, and you put together a report, and you send it back. That's the fun, exciting work of a private investigator that most people think that, oh, boy, I'd love to be a private investigator. Oh, what? Because, you got to do this kind of work. It's boring, And then you'll also hear people talking about, they'll say, oh, I'd make a great private investigator because I'm psychic, and I have intuition. I have a great intuition. and I'm great at figuring things out. And they think that that's what a private investigator does. But it's really not. Okay, it's a lot of mundane, humdrum stuff. But also, too, I'm getting back to the situation here. Again, I have a whole theme when I'm getting out here to you. Is it's about solving people's problems. People coming to me with their problems, and I go in there and I solve their problem. Now, this case started off as an asset search. This PI from New York contacts me, gives me this information. I put the orders out, blah, blah, blah. When the paperwork starts coming back to me, and I'm looking through it to put together my report, I see that I know these people. I know the people that I'm investigating, right? Because they were a very common name. They were from Staten Island, and it was a very common name. But then when I saw a couple of businesses they were involved in, then right away I knew exactly who these people were. And people always laugh. It's this big joke with me, is that every guest I have on or every show I do, they mention a name, and I know. Oh yeah, I know. They start talking about Eddie knows everybody, right? It's a big joke. Everybody loves to make fun of me. Okay, fine. I can put up with your abuse. So I see the names in this report that I'm about to prepare, that I know them, right? Now, the ethical thing to do, the proper thing to do, is to, and now I have to reveal this to the person that hired me, okay? I have to reveal to them that I know the subject of the investigation. I have a personal relationship with them. And then he has, which is what I would want, if I hire somebody to investigate and they know the person, I want to know that right away. So I contact this guy in New York, and I says, hey, I know these people. In fact, I know them very, very well. I know their family. I know this one of these people. I went to high school with him. I know him from childhood. He has had dinner at my house. I've had dinner at his house. I know his mother. I know his father. I really know these people. So, I got to reveal that to him. And by the way, too, all this is off the clock, too. I'm not even getting paid for any of this time now. It's all extra time, It's not a flat fee job. Now I'm putting in extra work. So we chat about this, and, and I find out, well, what's this case all about? So, and I find out it involves a dispute between family members, and he's working for an attorney. Okay, so it turns out he mentions the name of the attorney. I know the attorney as well, too, from Staten Island. So I explain to him I know the attorney as well. Fine, okay. He puts me in touch with the attorney. I talk to him. He's feeling me out, too, because what happens is, too, especially in a small town like Staten Island, like if you had a case in Staten Island, you hire a private investigator, and he knows the other people, he could turn on you and work undercover for the other side. Okay, that stuff happens in real life. Okay, for unethical people, But I try and really, really avoid any kind of problems or any kind of questioning of my honesty and integrity. So I talked to him. He explains to me what the problem is. And I said to him, okay, I know all these people. I know both sides, okay? And they've known me my whole life. Okay, and this lawyer knew me my whole life, too. And when I say that kind of thing, I haven't always been in the PI business. I've been in other business. I was in the nightclub business. I was in the other kinds of businesses and stuff. So people know me on Staten Island, have a reputation over there. And I had a reputation of having influence with these people. So we all agreed I was going to try to negotiate a settlement with all these family members and solve the situation. So I went in. Again, I'm still off the clock. Okay, we agreed I was going to go in there and try to give us a shot. So I did. I was able to contact first, because you can pretty much find anybody, and I had a lot of information. I was able to contact the kid I went to high school with, and the problems was with his uncles and his parents and stuff like that. And I was able to contact him first, and then he put me in touch with his dad, and he put me in touch with the uncle. And I was able to negotiate a fair settlement between all these parties and solve their problems without costing them a ton of money, going through court and going through litigation, and causing all this animosity and hatred within the family. I was able to take this situation and solve their problem in a way that no one had dreamed would be possible at the time when this family hired this lawyer, and he hired this investigator to do the preparation for the litigation, and then he hired me to do this asset search. Okay? And that's pretty much how I live my life. Okay? As far as my business life in the PI world, I get mixed up in these freaking cases, and things kind of take on a life of their own. And then next thing you know, I'm preparing an exhibit for a congressional investigation. People ask me, how do you get involved in this stuff? And that's kind of how these things happen. I also use this. This kind of leads into my interviewing style with these guests. Okay, so I bring that PI experience to the radio show in how I interview these guests. And in the past couple of months, we've had this thing where people are saying, well, Ed, you're not asking tough questions. Okay? You got to understand, I've interviewed thousands of people as a private investigator. And my job is to get a statement from them. Okay, it's not really to get them to say what I want them to say. And some people, your idea of asking a tough question is not asking a tough question. It's asking a rude question or an angry question or an insulting question, which if you do that in any interview, whether it's as a private investigator or on the radio, all you're going to do is you're building up walls and defenses. The person you're interviewing is going to put up a wall and be defensive, and he's going to shut down and maybe just hang up on me. This is long distance. It's not like I'm sitting in somebody's office or somebody's home interviewing them. You can kind of, you don't get, they kick you out, you don't get up. You just sit there and keep talking. It's not like that. This is, I'm not pissed at anybody. This is if there's a difference between, I do ask tough questions, and I would invite you to go back to the interview with the FBI director, Richard Lambert, who was in charge of the anthrax investigation. And this guy's an attorney. This guy's also an investigator. He's interviewed many, many people. Okay? And if you listen to him when I was interviewing him, this guy there was a lot of things he didn't want to answer. And if you listen to him, I boxed him in, okay? When you hear me giving these long questions, like last week with Vince Font, and I say to him, okay, Vince, your guy there, he's out in the woods for 30 days. He hasn't combed his hair. He hasn't brushed his teeth. He has no toilet paper. He hasn't washed his hands or his face. He may say he's eating and drinking from the streams and stuff like that. But you're trying to tell me that when he got out of there, he hitchhikes and someone picks him up? Okay? Vince Font's a nice guy. But even he couldn't say, hey, you're right, that sounds, kind of hinky. What happened there? So there's a way to ask these questions without screaming at the person and being rude to them, okay? Because we want to get a statement from them. We want to get them on the record. And that's what my role is here. And I would invite you to go back to listen to the Richard Lambert interview. And if you hear him, when I'm boxing, I was working that night, guys, okay? And if you listen to the interview, I'm boxing him in. This guy's an attorney. And I'm boxing him in with these questions. And he's going, okay, because he knows I'm boxing him in. And he knows these are tough questions. So there's a lot of difference between asking tough questions. And I think a lot of people can see what I'm doing. Okay? And not and just asking angry questions and yelling at people. Which you're not going to get here. I'm not out to make the whole world agree with me and make the whole world agree with my opinions. Okay? Now, we're going to take a commercial break. And when I get back from this commercial break, the reason why I'm bringing all this up about my PI career and my problem-solving abilities is because I need you all to come together with me and help me to solve a huge problem. Right now, it's the biggest problem that's on my heart right now in my life. And I'm begging you all to come with me and work on this with me together. So we'll be taking these messages. And yes, the New World Mexican Women are still sponsors. I love them. Oh, by the way, before I get to that, the message about the New World Mexican Women, I cannot believe I'm going to have to talk another 90 minutes. I cannot do this. I quit. Not only are the New World Mexican women beautiful people, and I love them so much, you have no idea, is that they want to support the show as much as they can, and they have all this jewelry that they want to send me to sell. And they say, like retail, I can sell for like $1,000. So if there's someone out there that can do something with this and help me sell this jewelry, because we got to get the show onto these AM stations in order to build up the members section. There's a lot going on here, guys, behind the scenes. So we're going to take a commercial break here, the New World Mexican Women. We're going to talk about John Potash. Then when we get back, I'm going to beg of you, you're going to help me solve the biggest problem that I'm facing right now in my life. We'll be right back after these messages. And now a word from our sponsors. If you find yourself in need of legal representation, it can be a very stressful time in your life. In my career, I have dealt with thousands of lawyers, I've dealt with thousands of law firms, and I can confidently recommend to you Keith M. Davidson at kmdlaw.com. Available 24 hours, 7 days a week. Just log into kmdlaw.com. That's kmdlaw.com. Or you can call toll-free 833-4KMD-LAW. That's 833-4KMD-LAW. Personal injury, wrongful death, STDs, sexual assault, car accidents. They handle it all efficiently and professionally. It doesn't matter how imposing the opposition may be, because the team at kmdlaw.com are battle-tested and fierce. They will not stop until justice prevails. Go to kmdlaw.com or call toll-free 833-4KMD-LAW. If you're in for the fight of your life, stop screwing around and contact KMD Law.
Are you ready to change your life, but don't know how to start? Is your stress and worries keeping you awake at night? Have you been battling grief, anxiety, or depression all alone? Have you lost touch with your own sense of being or spirituality? Soul Free Therapies offers professional and affordable live video streaming counseling and coaching services from the comfort of your own home. Sessions offered in English, Spanish, and Portuguese. Go to our website at www.soul-free.com and book your first session today.
The Opperman Report is brought to you by Aquadam.net. You can give them a call at 707-764-2119. A flooded home is never easy to deal with. You're left with the mess to clean up, the insurance companies to deal with, and not to mention all the memories, the precious memories that are lost in the flood. You can never replace those. And Aquadam can be a tool in your arsenal to protect your home and property from the floodwaters. The cofferdam is filled with water to control water and is reusable as long as it's taken care of. It can protect your home or business from rising floodwaters like a dam, but without the beavers. It can also be used in construction. If you need an area to be dewatered, an Aquadam can do the job. An Aquadam was used at SeaWorld in Orlando for the Mako roller coaster ride during the coaster's construction by dewatering the work area. An Aquadam is now dewatering the work area at San Antonio SeaWorld for their newest roller coaster ride. An Aquadam has been used in many construction projects all around the U.S. and all around the world. Now give Aquadam a call, 707-764-2119. You can look them up online at aquadam.net. You can find them on Facebook at Aquadam Inc. You call them up, you email them, you tell them Ed Opperman sent you, and they're going to take 10% off the price. Aquadam.net, 707-764-2119. PureSoapFlakes.com, 218-568-2525. Have you ever heard of Castile Soap? Pure Soap Flake Company handcrafts fine soap bars, laundry powder, and concentrated soap flakes using organic vegetable oils from their northern Minnesota facility. Bathe your body and wash your clothes with Pure Soap products that are free of fragrance, GMOs, palm oil, sodium lauryl sulfate, and synthetic additives. Keep it clean, folks. Pure Soap Flake Company products are kind to living creatures and sensitive skin, safe for drains and waterways, and work great in high-efficiency washers and top and front-loading machines. They have a little promotion going on. Contact them to order some soap. Mention the Opperman Report. You're going to get a free gift. They're going to send a little extra soap, travel size, soap bars and laundry soap, cleaning soap flakes. I've been using that stuff all day long today. Great stuff. Order today at puresoapflakes.com or give them a call, 218-568-2525, 218-568-2525. Pure Soap Flake Company is a proud member of the Handcrafted Soap and Cosmetic Guild.
It's the Opperman Report. And now, here is investigator Ed Opperman.
Okay, welcome back to the Opperman Report. I am your host, private investigator Ed Opperman. Don't forget the show is brought to you by emailrevealer.com. Okay. So, the story I'm about to tell you, okay, deserves its own show. And I'm trying to get these people to come on the show as a guest and tell this story to you. But that's a problem in itself. Little Nicholas is his little baby. Right now he's being raised by his grandmother, who's my age. Okay? As a matter of fact, his grandmother is a woman that I've known, I've known her since I was 15 years old. So it's been a long time, without giving my age. Okay. I met her for the first time on Staten Island. I was 16, and she was 15. I set my eyes on this woman. I fell in love with her. She's the most beautiful woman I've ever seen in my life. And first thing I did was I asked, well, how old are you? And she told me she was 19. She lied about her age. Okay, so I figured, well, this girl's not going to want anything to do with me. I'm only 16. She's 19. But she lied. She was only 15. Okay. Then she married the grandson of my landlord. My parents' landlord in his house on Staten Island. And then he wound up coming to live upstairs from my parents' house because, they were renting the house above from my parents' house. It was a two-family house on Staten Island. Just like, that movie Two-Family House on Staten Island with all the guys from Sopranos. It was just like that kind of house. In the Annandale section of Staten Island. So we all grew up together as kids. And she married this guy. They had 2 little kids. And my mother used to babysit for these kids, her daughter and her son. And, time went on. And, things happened in life. And, she divorced this guy. And me and this woman started dating, back and forth, this wild love affair that went on across the country. That's how I wound up in Vegas, because she had moved to Vegas. And I came out here to go see her, and, we broke up. We would break up and fight and stuff like that and get back together again. And it's really a funny story because we had broken up at this one point, and I was in California. I was standing on the Sunset Strip in California. And we had broken up, and she went and called up my answering machine, and she broke the code on my answering machine, and she changed the outgoing message. And it says, Eddie's a real loser, don't date him. So when you called to leave me a message, you heard her voice saying, don't date me. And so I had met this really cool girl in the Sunset Strip, and I gave her my phone number, and she called up the number. She says, what's that voice on your answer machine? It was this crazy nut. So, okay. So, back and forth, we broke up, got back together again, all this kind of stuff, right? So she has these 2 kids, and her daughter. And by the way, too, these 2 kids were the love of my life. I love these kids. These were the first real kids that I raised. Everybody knows about my relationship with my daughter. I've had a lot of girlfriends with kids. I raised a lot of kids in my life. I took in a runaway kid off the street, and when I first got saved, let him stay with me. Raised a whole bunch of kids. I was the assistant youth pastor at our church in Staten Island. So, but I love this woman's kids. I was very close to them, and we still are close. But her daughter became an addict, a drug addict. And she became addicted to first methamphetamine and now heroin. So she was addicted so bad that my friend got custody of her daughter. And, she'd gotten clean, she'd gotten off it, rehab since she's 15 years old, over and over, And now she's really bad on heroin right now. And while she was pregnant, she had this little baby, Nicholas. And I guess she was on heroin and meth and stuff like that when she gave birth. So he was an ultra preemie. And foster care or CPS or wherever these people are go into the hospital and they take custody of this little baby, Nicholas. And they tell her, well, you can't have this baby. And they put the baby into foster care. I need you guys to really pay attention to this, because this is a miracle baby. This is not your average story. When this little baby was in foster care, there was something going on. My friend knew that he wasn't growing right. Things weren't right in this foster home. And what ultimately happened is that the foster father killed himself and murdered a foster baby little girl that was Nicholas's little foster sister, practically in the same crib. They were lying. For whatever reason, this guy killed himself, and he killed the little baby girl, and he didn't kill Nicholas. So whatever happened with that, God only knows. But this little baby was spared, And, oh my God, I met him the first time. It was about a year ago when remember when Victoria was going out on her first date with that boy? And, we needed a woman to, teach her how to do her makeup and do her hair and stuff like that for this little date, Little boy Gonzalo. I hardly even spoke English before. He's a little Mexican kid that she befriended, So I took Victoria over to my friend's house, and she did her makeup. I did way too much makeup and stuff like that. It would look terrible. But, we left, being nice. And so while they were up there doing the makeup and the hair and stuff like that, I was downstairs taking care of little baby Nicholas, who survived, a murder of his sister. And I've had a lot of babies, a lot of kids around me and stuff like that. And he was a year old. Couldn't crawl. Couldn't sit up. Couldn't sit up by himself. Wasn't talking. But he has this little smile. There's a picture of him on my Facebook. And I'll have a picture of him up on the blog. Okay? He's doing a lot better now. He's about 2 years old now. He's running around. He walks. I haven't seen him in person. I only seen him in pictures. This week, he's been diagnosed with cranio. Okay? So he's going to need brain surgery now. Something about the brain doesn't detach from the skull or something. I don't even know what this is. Okay? Guys, the story's not over. This doesn't get better. The mother is raising a 6-year-old sister. She's raising the granddaughter. Now she's raising this little boy here, and he needs constant medical attention, constant medical appointments, plus just regular baby stuff, just regular trying to take care of a baby and to raise 2 little kids when you're our age. The kind of lives we've lived. This woman has no car. This woman has no income. She's living with her mother, off her mother's Social Security and her mother's retirement money. This family has no help. No one is helping them. I talked to him. By the way, my friend won't come on the show because she's afraid of CPS because CPS is covering up this murder-suicide with this other kid. Trying to say that there was nothing suspicious or weird going on here. So I can't say her name on the air. She won't come on the air. She's afraid to come on. She's afraid to do a GoFundMe. We had a little GoFundMe going on there for a little while. But she's afraid to ask for help. Because we know what happens. When you become an enemy of CPS. Whatever little assistance they're getting a food stamp card or whatever it is nothing compared to the help that they need. Okay, like I said, they have no car. They live in Vegas. You need a car no matter what. They live all the way out northwest, where there's nothing out there. I don't even know why anybody moves there. There has to be some kind of sanity in this situation, where we have all this money, these stupid Benghazi hearings, $5 million for that, to wars all over the place. We could do all this stuff, throw people in jail, court trials. We're throwing this guy, my previous guest, we're throwing him in prison for 3 years, court trials, and go after him. But here we have a situation where our little baby is a miracle baby, man. So fighter, man, he's surviving. How's he doing it, sister's killed right next to him. But this kid survived, and this family needs help. Now, I don't know. There is no fundraiser. This is what I'm trying to tell you. I can't even tell you to send money. I don't know where to send money to. I don't know what to do with the solution. But the solution is not just raising money. They need local help here in Nevada, in Las Vegas. They need volunteers to come out to their home and help them. Give them rides to help them to clean their home, to cook meals, to change diapers. This kind of stuff, And there's all these groups, man, with the anti-abortion groups, and there must be some resource out there for this family. Okay, that I cannot think of any people more worthy of our help and our prayers, and government resources. God forbid that the government would step in and help these people instead of being afraid of the government. So, this is my frustration. Okay, when I wake up every day, I get phone calls from people in trouble. Hopefully they can afford to hire me. And then I can come up with a plan to try and solve their problems and get them out of trouble. Okay. So the hurdle number one is first they got to be able to pay me, and then I come up with a plan. The plan's either going to work or it's not going to work. Okay, but we got to do something, right? You got to try. The frustration I have here right now is I have a problem that's on my heart, seriously, in a major way. And this family needs help. They are deserving of help. And I know people, man. I know that I can tell you about some people, right? I know this woman. She has these 3 kids. I don't know what the kids have. It's a cerebral palsy or something like that. I don't know what it is. But these are functioning kids, man. They go to school. They're in the church choir. They're all, these are high-functioning kids. She gets, I think, $1,500 for every one of these kids every month. Plus, she gets someone comes in and folds her laundry. This woman doesn't even do anything. Her mother takes care of these kids. She's running off on vacation all over the place. There's people out there gaming the system, And when here's this other family, seriously needs help right away. Now, they got some kind of food stamps. I know they have that. Who knows what else they get? But, the pittance, So, I'm getting a lot of messages in the chat room. People saying, what's the address? Where do we mail money to? Do we got this? We have to come up with a plan. We need an organizing committee here to come up with a plan for this family to really raise money for them, to go to Findlay Dodge and Findlay Toyota, these big car dealerships, and these big charity organizations, and volunteers, and get volunteers to come and help. One thing I have in mind. Sorry. One thing I have in mind here. Do we still have dead air? Or can you hear me? One thing I have in mind is that Vic and her youth groups, these church youth groups, can make a project of going over there and taking turns and helping to babysit and help to change diapers and help to do laundry and that kind of stuff. Because that's what they seriously need. I hope I'm not frozen up here. Okay, good. You can hear me. Okay. So, that's the baby Nicholas situation, okay? And we are going to need funds, we are going to need to raise money. But what we really need to do is to come up with a Ronald McDonald House or something like that. We need like a real thing here to come in here and swoop in, because I'm telling you, I'm doing this show tonight without a guest to describe this Nicholas situation, because the grandmother who's raising these kids doesn't have time to eat, to make a sandwich, to take a shower, to function in life. She doesn't have time to sit on, and when she does get on the phone, she's lost her voice. She can't even talk. Okay? This is a dire, drastic situation, guys, that is beyond my abilities to solve. Now, I know I've come on here before and I've talked about problems, okay? I came on with my divorce stuff and my custody stuff. But let's take a look back at that. I solved that problem, okay? We could not have come out of that any better than we have, okay? I took care of that problem, guys. So I can solve problems. We did that, all right? And thank you all for praying for me and all the help, guys helping out. Thank you all, okay? And we have some steps ahead of this. So we're going to get rid of that judge. We're going to put a new judge in here, okay, coming up next election. So I'm very frustrated about this because what am I going to do? I got to work on this show, right? I got to, because the memberships are dropping off like crazy, all right? We got a huge show coming up this weekend with these two big guests, and hopefully the members section will pick back up again. Oh, by the way, too, I'll give you guys a deal, too. If you want to sign up at a yearly membership, I'll do it for $60. Okay, just put in a PayPal and then send me an email, and I'll give you a year's subscription. Okay, that's savings of $15. Okay, I only need about 3 or 4 of those to get through the week. But yeah, right. We need a long-term plan in here. I need people to help me to contact all these churches in the area, because all these churches have youth groups. They all have little teenage girl youth groups this is perfect for them. There's all these groups about these anti-abortion groups that help women not to get abortions, and they're all loving them and helping them. Okay, well, now we have a situation after, okay, now we have a baby that's born. Okay, you love that baby and the fetus. Here's one for you now. That's a cute kid, too. You can talk to him. You can play with him. So we need these groups. So I need people to help me to contact these. I need you to help contact local churches in our neighborhood here, and these Save the Children type groups, or Ronald McDonald House, whatever you can do. Okay, we're not going to come up with a solution to this right now tonight live on the air, but you can start emailing me if you're interested in volunteering and working for this kid. And when you see his picture, he's an adorable kid. Okay. We're going to need your help with this. All right, guys? And, I guess we'll set up a GoFundMe without telling her. But I would really appreciate if someone else was in control of the money and all that stuff like that, and it wasn't me. And I wasn't commingling with my PayPal account with the business here and with the radio show, because it's just not good. Okay? So, that's the situation. And I'm trying to explain to you, I hope I made myself clear, that's why I brought up the whole thing about me solving problems as a PI and, my experience, and how now I need your help to solve this problem, because I know that I can't do this on my own, okay? And really, it's the most important thing I'm dealing with in my life right now. These are people I love. These are people I care for all of them, long history with these people. And so I'm reaching out to you, the audience here, to help us out with this, and to email me at oppermanreport@gmail.com. If you can help contact charities and stuff like that. See, I can't believe that we wouldn't be able to go to a big automobile dealership like Findlay Dodge or Findlay Toyota and explain to them what the problem is here. I'll give them press. I'll give them free ads on the show, and then they donate a car, and Merry Maids, or some kind of maid service, that wouldn't chip in and, help out, once a month, So anyway, that's the situation with baby Nicholas. This kid's a miracle. And like I said, there's a lot of people out there that do get help, and maybe don't deserve it. And here's these people that really, really do deserve it. Now, you know what? If anybody wants to call in with ideas or suggestions about how to help baby Nicholas, give me a call real quick, 702-605-4894. Okay? Let's see here. All right. Okay. I got your message, Jessica. I'll give you the address. Okay, relax. You don't have to contact me. You can email me tomorrow. I'll give you the address tomorrow. Do you need it tonight? What do you got? What do you got? A 24-hour post office over there? Hey, guys. I love you guys. Okay, the radio audience, you guys have no idea how great you people are. And how funny you are. It's just crazy. And we're all the same kind of people. It's amazing. We're all the same kind of people. Because, we pick up a lot of new stations every week. And so, new listeners who never heard the show before. But it's always the same kind of personality, the same kind of attitude, real scrappy kind of fighters, who don't want to take no for an answer. And, love these kind of stories. They want to see justice, I'll tell you another funny thing, too, is this is really crazy, is with Twitter. Because we had, I used to have an old Twitter account for my business. It was called Email Revealer, so I used that for the show. But 6-7 months ago, we set up a new Twitter account called Opperman Report just for the show, for people who listen to the show. And we set that up, and so now it's all brand new people, only people that come to me from the show. So there's only like 185, something like that. There's like 85 people on there, 90 people, right? But if you go on there, everyone... all my Twitter friends, okay, they're either ex-CIA agents, they're ex-convicts. I got the guy, Christopher Boyce, the Falconer, the Snowman. I'm tweeting back and forth to him the other day. It's like, my Twitter, it's like the Star Wars bar, or something crazy like that. I got the craziest people. They're all pretty famous people, too, man. There's a lot of really cool people in my Twitter, man, let me tell you. So we're creating a great community on there with a bunch of renegade ex-smugglers and ex-CIA agents and ex-cons, Oh, my God. Okay, we're down to about 2 minutes. And then we're going to do an after show, I guess, right? Who cares? I'll just keep talking here until I drop dead. And then maybe my insurance policy can go to little baby Nicholas. I want to say goodnight to the guys over at Awake. There seems to be a little shakeup going on over there right now. One of the guys who's been running things is retiring. Alan, God bless you, man. We love you. Thank you for all your help. And a lot of people getting burnt out over at Awake Radio. So if you tune in normally to Awake Radio and it's not there in a couple of weeks, just come looking for me. I'm all over the place. Just Google Opperman Report. I want to say goodnight to Angel over at PSN. Sorry, I went over a couple weeks ago on the time. So next week, I think I don't know if I have guests booked for next week or not, but we got a lot of big stuff coming up. You know that. Same bat time, same bat channel. All right, guys. Good night. A word from our sponsors. Emailrevealer.com. People ask me all the time, "Hey Ed, are you still a private investigator?" I sure am. Go to emailrevealer.com. We handle adoption investigations, infidelity investigations, where you give us your spouse's email address. We trace it back to online dating websites, catch them cheating online. Email tracing, locate or identify somebody from as little as an anonymous email address. Someone owe you money? Back child support? We can find that deadbeat. Locate his hidden assets. Locate his hidden bank accounts. Find his current place of employment and even assist you in obtaining a judgment and recover that judgment for you. Emailrevealer.com. Digital forensics, computer forensics, cell phone forensics, recover deleted text messages. Create a report that you can use in court. Emailrevealer.com. 800-572-9762. The Opperman Report is brought to you by Aquadam.net. You can give them a call at 707-764-2119. A flooded home is never easy to deal with. You're left with the mess to clean up, the insurance companies to deal with, and not to mention all the memories, the precious memories that are lost in the flood. You can never replace those. And Aquadam can be a tool in your arsenal to protect your home and property from the floodwaters. The cofferdam is filled with water to control water and is reusable as long as it's taken care of. It can protect your home or business from rising floodwaters like a dam, but without the beavers. It can also be used in construction. If you need an area to be dewatered, an aquadam can do the job. An aquadam was used at SeaWorld in Orlando for the Mako roller coaster ride during the coaster's construction by dewatering the work area. An aquadam is now dewatering the work area at San Antonio SeaWorld for their newest roller coaster ride. An aquadam has been used in many construction projects all around the U.S. and all around the world. Now give Aquadam a call, 707-764-2119. You can look them up online at aquadam.net. You can find them on Facebook at Aquadam Inc. You call them up, you email them, you tell them Ed Opperman sent you, and they're going to take 10% off the price. Aquadam.net, 707-764-2119.
Have you ever thought about opening your own mobile cart or kiosk business? Maybe the facility you manage could establish new revenue by adding coffee, food, or retail services. Cart King International can be the answer to your needs. Cart King is a North American designer and manufacturer of the finest mobile coffee, food, and retail carts and kiosks. Cart King has been working with clients and corporations across North America for 20 years, providing innovative designs, custom manufacturing, and timely delivery. Carts and kiosks are fun, and so are the dozens of designs on our website. Please visit us today at www.cart-king.com or just call us at 1-877-986-7771 and get your sales rolling.
If you find yourself in need of legal representation, it can be a very stressful time in your life. In my career, I have dealt with thousands of lawyers, I've dealt with thousands of law firms, and I can confidently recommend to you Keith M. Davidson at kmdlaw.com. Available 24 hours, 7 days a week. Just log into kmdlaw.com. That's kmdlaw.com. Or you can call toll-free 833-4KMD-LAW. That's 833-4KMD-LAW. Personal injury, wrongful death, STDs, sexual assault, car accidents. They handle it all efficiently and professionally. It doesn't matter how imposing the opposition may be, because the team at kmdlaw.com are battle-tested and fierce. They will not stop until justice prevails. Go to kmdlaw.com or call toll-free 833-4KMD-LAW. If you're in for the fight of your life, stop screwing around and contact KMD Law. PureSoapFlakes.com, 218-568-2525. Have you ever heard of Castile Soap? Pure Soap Flake Company handcrafts fine soap bars, laundry powder, and concentrated soap flakes using organic vegetable oils from their northern Minnesota facility. Bathe your body and wash your clothes with Pure Soap products that are free of fragrance, GMOs, palm oil, sodium lauryl sulfate, and synthetic additives. Keep it clean, folks. Pure Soap Flake Company products are kind to living creatures and sensitive skin, safe for drains and waterways, and work great in high-efficiency washers and top and front-loading machines. They have a little promotion going on. Contact them to order some soap. Mention the Opperman Report. You're going to get a free gift. They're going to send a little extra soap, travel size, soap bars and laundry soap, cleaning soap flakes. I've been using that stuff all day long today. Great stuff. Order today at puresoapflakes.com or give them a call, 218-568-2525, 218-568-2525. Pure Soap Flake Company is a proud member of the Handcrafted Soap and Cosmetic Guild.
Are you ready to change your life, but don't know how to start? Is your stress and worries keeping you awake at night? Have you lost touch with your own sense of being or spirituality? Soul Free Therapies offers professional and affordable live video streaming counseling and coaching services from the comfort of your own home. Sessions offered in English, Spanish, and Portuguese. Go to our website at www.soul-free.com and book your first session today.